produce a mobile phone. There's a concrete labor you perform to produce that projector. But across all these concrete labors, there's something common, which is the abstract labor. Right? So that's a big boom, but that's a discovery of Adam Smith. Right? It's not Marx. And then Marx says, okay, so now we have a basis for understanding why commodities exchange with one another. However, if we look at commodities, there is something that happens in capitalist societies. There's something that happens in capitalist societies that is very interesting. It would seem, right, and this is what Marx exactly says. It would seem that in a capitalist society, what you have is the things that are produced, the commodities that are produced, relate to one another socially. It seems that commodities relate to one another through social relations, and it would also seem that people, right, individuals like us, or producers or workers or consumers, they relate to one another through material kinds of possessions that they have. So it's material relations among people and social relations among things. It's a particular kind of relationship that emerges in capitalism that has very important effectivities. And he calls this phenomenon commodity fetishism. Right? There's a fetishism of commodities where it would appear as if the social relations exist among commodities. They are engaged in some kind of a dance of their own. You look at an iPhone, you look at or you look at an Android phone, you look at the operating system. There are multiple options available. It's a beautiful. So this commodity has all these properties, and with a certain amount of money, you can buy this commodity. So money and this commodity has these two commodities. Money is a commodity in Marx's account, and the other commodity also can be valued in terms of money. And it would appear as if money and this commodity have an independent social relation, and the entire set of commodities in the entire society seem to be related, through this notion of exchangeable value, which can be articulated in terms of some universal equivalent like money, right? So it would appear as if that's the dance. Commodities have social relations and they have their own unique properties. Whereas you look at producers and individuals, what do they have? Look at their this individual has this social worth. What is the social worth of this individual? This person has 1 crore, or this person has 2 lakhs, this person has no wealth, or somebody else is a billionaire, dollar billionaire. Somebody else is a has wealth that is somewhere in between the wealthiest people in the world and the poorest people in India, right? So when you define people, it would seem that you define people in terms of their material positions. And what Marx says is that's actually true. That's how things actually are. If you read the section on commodity fetishism, that's what Marx says. This is how things actually are in capitalism. Right? It's material relations among people and social relations among things. This is how capitalism is structured. So, and he says it produces some kind of a fetishism. And the interesting, important question there is, the question that Marx raises, what does this do to us? It creates some kind of a fetishism where we think commodities have an independent existence and we don't see what is beyond commodities, what underlies the world of commodities. Right? There is something else that underlies the world of commodities and we don't see that. So one way of thinking about this particular relation is that commodity fetishism is a condition of structural opacity or opaqueness. It creates a structural kind of opaqueness. Right? I possess money, I go to the market, I buy a thing, and once I have that thing, I possess that thing. Right? I wear a nice watch, I wear a nice cap, I wear a nice shirt. Right? So that begins to define me. right? And what Marx says, when he uses the word fetishism, people begin to fetishize the commodity that belongs to this individual as the individual himself or herself. And to go one step further, commodities become society itself. So what is capitalism? It's nothing but commodities. Look at neoclassical. What does neoclassical economics do? It basically focuses on exchange. Right? How does a commodity get value? Because it's exchangeable and it gives utility.